All right, I'm just going to get right into it. You won't really be seeing me at all during this. I'll just be kind of talking through what I'm seeing. I have just over 150 trading pairs that I normally watch. And when I'm looking to see what's going on or I'm looking to get an entry, I put them all up and then I bird's eye view and target. So today is pretty much me hunting through all these tokens and where we're going to find them. I'm going to try and do this as fast as we can. I did this yesterday with a bunch. We'll see where those entries are on the daily for slower trades. Last night, if you were in our Discord or watched the show, we did a trade on Vulcan Forge, PYR, and in less than 4 hours, we did 7.4%. And it was great. We've seen a lot of money just flow into the market right now. The total market cap sitting at about $1.883 trillion. So seeing some money been injected, and it's hitting that high from about 12 hours ago. And it's kind of holding there while dominance is going down. So this means our alts are going to run. So let's have a quick look, starting with A. I'm just going to keep pulling these down because it's easier to go through this. We can see on across here that 0x0 has already taken off. It's hit this weekly consolidation, and it's not bad for the future if it holds this. So we'll have a quick look. It hit our retest entry that we were looking for now. It's consolidating along here, and we have the possibility to walk up to that next line. So let's find our tools. Everything's so different when you're on here. We can go from there to there. We're looking at a 27% increase. Yeah, that makes me happy. This looks like a decent, we just got the cross. Probably need to hold this consolidation line, which it looks like we're doing right now. And that's a great show of strength. And it usually means we go up. And if that's 27, after this pullback, looks like our next resistance is at 8. So if we zoom in, might start to curl, might start to hold. It's like we said, showing some pretty good strength. And if we're seeing the money coming in like we are, dominance going down, see if we can find a better entry. We just missed a hell of one a couple of hours ago. Stand to reason right now about where we're at. If we start to get that curl, we could do a quick in and out here. 1.73, 2.6%. We could probably do that the next couple of hours. That looks interesting. So 15 minutes. Not much price action on the 5s. We're hitting a lot of wick support resistance in there. Where also volume comes into play. But I doubt anybody's jumping in with 100K. This does have the potential. This is on the 30s. Yeah, I'm a betting man. I figured that'd be a good few percent in the next little bit. Kicker is in the next 24 minutes. I'd be going to whatever exchange this is and look at the order books. this because that's actually one that's not. Just a couple minutes in, we found one. It just passed. We called our entry here. That's what the gold dot is. That was a great entry on that for bull. Mm, mm. That looks interesting. That was our entry call before. It still looks like it's got room to run. Coming up to the cross for sure, nice and tight. We've had a couple of retracements from the it's holding the weekly support this gold line. This is actually looking quite nice. It's already had its pullback. Where are these percentages? Try to keep it down here. So current price without zooming in, trying to find the deal to the next support resistance area. 5. Now I can move it to the next weekly resistance. 17. Yeah. Good man. Oh, so different when all the things are connected. Right, look at those wicks pulling right back. It's really looking like what I'm seeing here, minus this one divergence on the weekly trend that we knew we wanted to break when we talked about her entry point being earlier. I mean, we got a killer entry there, let's be honest. But we would have taken profits. So if we're not looking for that re-entry, we can see on the 4 hourly, it might start to curl. We have a bullish wedge forming on the 4 hours. And we know retracement is good. And that was a hell of a retracement there. But money is holding at 187. It was 183. I think we talked a little bit ago. So it's still coming in. Dom is dropping. Ave right now could be set to do a nice little pump. Four-ish some odd percent, possibly. So I'll just put a note in my files on a, question 4.71%. Because I want to compare entries to entries. I don't want to get excited because I found 2 entries yet. I might find an entry with a much higher return. And there's never a rush. There's no reason to FOMO. We already see we're having a little bit of a pullback. And we talk about how much they can be. But we've been in a massive downwards trend on the high. We started the upwards trend, and we know retracements are good. It's how big is this retracement here? Is what we're looking at. And our tools. Oh, good. Come on. Media. Huh. This is where I'd be waiting for candle closes to see, because this could easily go either direction. 1.87, Dom's still going down. And I'm looking here at a quick in and out. I'm not thinking a long hold here. If you are looking at a long hold, getting in on any of these retracements and holding on it right now would just be great. Whether you're going to get it right here or right here, if you're holding this for a month, isn't going to make that much big of a difference. I mean, we can find you probably a slightly better entry, but it looks like it's holding this right now. The support resistance where it's at, that's a lot of support resistance. Just going back in time. Yeah, totally. So this is actually a really good entry point, my 2 cents in this next little bit. I'll actually give that one a super call. You could zoom in on the lower time frames. Just try to find the best entry around there, but I would think that's a decent entry for a little bit of a longer hold. See where we are on the 2 hour. Marked. Go back to it. Might not be the best one. We'll see. We can see Cardano. We missed our belly entry here. That's already taken off. And it's probably going to pull back and retest this weekly limit here. And we can already see the pullback. It's got to break out of this weekly consolidation box. And that's why we have them in there. So we know it's probably kind of had its rise. It's going to fight here for a bit. Not there's a whole lot of clusterfuck of information on here because we got it on our AGIX down here. That was our entry. Nailed it on this candle when we broke out from the channel. Look at all this up and down and pullback. And it's pulling back right to our weekly support resistance. We're on the daily right now. And this is why we put these in, because we know this is going to happen. So it looks like we have a straight channel up. To me, it looks like we're going to either have a pullback right now in AGIX or it needs to get up and settle, do the retest. So would I be getting into AGX right now? No. Now that I dig a little deeper, see it a little clearer, we got it down here. Excellent. Would I be getting out right about now from there if I was still in it? Absolutely. I can tell you I'm no longer in it. That's 13%. You rode up a whole bunch of ups and downs of, probably 3 to 4 percentages to 2.5s to take that long. I usually don't try to do that in 9 days. But if you did, hell of money, probably on its way down. Just stick here. AGIX, no thanks. Great token. Algorand. This is interesting. We've marked this one up as well, as you can see, and we hit it well. We're hitting the daily resistance where they've all been marked. I haven't added anything since we've done all this previously. It's come back. It's here. It's going to want to fight up into these areas. It's having its healthy pullbacks. I would be getting in right now either with Algorand, but I mean, even from its price to where it is 3%. Money is at 188. Dom is still at 53.9, so it's going down. It's not bad. There'll probably be some up and down in the next 4 hours. And I'll go, yeah, so we're going to have a little bit of retracement on the 4. The 30s are even telling us we're going to probably swoop down a little bit. This is where patience pays. But it doesn't mean if you take the patience, get an entry somewhere in that 0.18 and get out in the that area, put 1.5% juicy. Not for everybody. I'll take a little more at the moment, but it's still kind of this percentage. I see it. It's all right. Children. Where were we? Underman. LU. We can already see it starting to curl, and we had our cross. We missed this. There's no point for me even to jump in and have a look at this. But we did say, and we'll come back to that. So 8. Same thing. There was our entries down in there. What if it ever got down there? We said worst case scenario. Continued. Just got across with all the news coming this month. Actually, we missed one. Not bad. Yeah. Could be out. APT we've missed. Our we got. Our weave. I mean, we nailed that one. We missed it. Cosmos. Ator. This might be interesting. How much are those lines worth? Price 12. Need like those lines. Current price. There. Yep. Capitulation, compression, and triangles. Like everything I'm seeing here. So it makes sense. We're gonna obviously we need to, as we always talk about, retest this, or we're gonna bounce around, possibly in this whole triangle down in here, and come out, or we might just bounce around in here and come out. Clearly, I would rather do that and get a nice entry and we're off, or I might just take off. This is where the lower time frame is going to help us. Having a little wedge, lots of little healthy retracements makes This is where I do watch. Almost look at lines up for previous drawings. I'm actually going to take those off. So on the 1 hour, we're looking for what I call before we get that cross of where we go up again. Kind of situation. And what we want to do is we want to time that belly, ideally, if it worked out in this fashion, right around there, somewhere in here. Right now, we don't have enough information with our indicators to not say these aren't going to spread and go down fast. I mean, our market cap is disagreeing with that. Our dominance, they're both kind of staying roughly where they are. So it's like they're doing all the work right now to figure out where they want to be too. We have some up. What we're looking for is a little compression right in here, and then we're off. And these jumps look healthy. And by healthy, I mean profit. Actually, I'll just use the ruler. I mean, if we go from that to its highest, 39%, its retracements are also decent amounts. And if we were at 39 and we pulled down in here, the decent retracement, that makes sense compared to the other ones as well. Algo, absolutely on, or HOR, sorry, is on the 1 hour. And we're looking for that entry right around $1. Now this might rocket real fast in front of us. And when we're talking about these kind of percents, that's why we're splitting hairs sometimes. You know, can cost you in the waiting game. You can only zoom in. We can see on the 30s, we're almost there. It actually makes sense. Let's wait a little bit on the 30s because I bet you the 15s are telling us the exact same thing. And this isn't clearly a ton of fast. I mean, it can be clearly, but it's safe bet. We got a lot of support here, and we're off up to this area. AOR is 100% on the list right now. And we may get in at 96, 97 price point. This is why I want to see this pearl for the spread. Because if this still keeps going down, we're going to get an entry down in here somewhere. So we may get an entry over here if this widens. I mean, it was set up for the other time. Hold on. If this continues to go down and then curl, and it's following this support and resistance here, we got a much better entry to go back up. That's why patience pays. You just jumped in now and it dropped down here. You just lost amounts. So 3.3%. Might not seem like a lot of money, but that's huge. Restaurants, chase five for the whole year. And above, of course, if you're really good. All right, so ADOR in the 30s. And we're going to be looking around that 98, 97.5s to 98. We're probably going to get out in that $1.08 would probably be our target. I wouldn't want to be under that resistance, but then it also depends on what our indicators are telling us. We know we're getting the spread. Why would we catch up? We know we're off to the races. We're buying. So Azure absolutely dynamite right now. Thank you. And if that's the only one, oh man, look at her. Crazy. Called the right price at the wrong time. It broke where we said we just thought it would hold. Hell of a grab. This one actually nailed. Love it. So I'm going to leave that on my other monitor because I want to monitor it for the next 30 and get on to our next charts. And we're going alphabetically. If you saw my tweet or you saw the last time we did this, we got in down here. So obviously get it out now. Would be very wise if you haven't, and buying in right now, wait for a retracement. You can see these wicks. Blockchain bets will be in a few days. Same with Beam. We called Beam. That was another beauty. This was 80. This was around 40 something. Big Time hasn't had its big move yet. And Supreme and I were talking about this in the Discord last night. I think this is one we can start to watch here for a significant breakout. Let's have a quick look to the all-time high bodies. 91% healthy return. We just got the cross. We've had a little bit of pullback here. Lots of profit taken here. Lots of profit. Kind of stabilized in that round. A little bit up. People are going to be taking the money today. We just had 0.01 of a trillion. So what does that be? Just left since we last checked a little bit ago. Dominance is still holding at 54%. And Big Time is ready to go. Let's mark this up. Finding a few entries. Love it. This guy, you can't see me when I'm looking at that. So on the daily trend line, last candle, we're absolutely having that retest breakout. Let's see, we have the bullish wedge coming up, consolidating, which looks like obviously from here to the past, but the localized areas are in here, which would make sense with the support and everything there. So I'm just going to drop a few lines and we'll go with the localized. Probably worst case scenario where it would pull back to if we have to step. And then where's our most likely from here up? Kind of look like where the wick just came back from. Makes sense. Not everything in this region seems to rocket through it. This is the first one. What's that candle called? Damn it, is it a rising star? I believe that's the same one. Look at them. There's two of them. I should know this. Somebody, if you're watching, if you're listening, help me out. There's comments. Not bad. Let's get the ticker off. That's annoying. Hey, hi, GM. All right. So Big Time's in a good spot. Oops. Let's zoom in. Healthy retracements. This is starting to make sense. on the smaller time frames for sure. Might get that entry in the 4.2s, 4.26 in there. Eight trillion just went up another B. 54 is still our dom. I'm looking at these numbers here. Bitcoin. Come on, he finally had its data. Consolidate in here. What do we look at? 1 hours. Looking like we'll probably get a little bit of a better entry. And this is what we're talking about, patience. We definitely have a bullish wave coming. We've had it down here already. We've had our up. It's been consolidating. And that's typically when it likes to go off. I would be waiting and watching most likely on the 1 hours. Because the 30 minutes are giving us the exact same information. I'm just going to go crazy here for a second. This is sober. I know we marked it. Yeah, I'll leave this on the 1 hours and keep checking in. On the slow trade for a little bit longer, absolutely. And with these big wicks, it's kind of always hard to tell if you can get a decent sale in that 4.2s to versus, might get lucky at that fourth. I mean, it hasn't hit it. We are on 1 hours. It's been holding this line. I'd still wait. I'd wait for the curl and then kind of decide. This is one I would have on arm. I don't know if I'm talking to myself. No, just all right. Save. That's what we talked about a while ago. I'm a big fan of the gambling narrative. This run. There's nothing to do too. BTT. This is healthy profit retracement. This is not doom and gloom. We're still going down. Total market cap is going down. Our dome is starting to rocket again. But as you can see on the dailies, it's been doing all right, and this took off. We talked about this on one of our first shifts. Was given to me by a friend of mine that's another pretty righteous trader, and we're sitting on support resistance right now. This looks delicious because if I remember correctly, yeah. We just get the last localized high a couple of months ago. That's 41. And typically we can get these bigger gains. Lower time frames. And we've already had our flag right here forming. Or a bullish wedge, actually. A flag is boxy. Notice something. And we're looking to was looking for. Coming right back from that micro bear compression, this is where we want to see that breakout. We can go back probably as far as there. One, two, three. Now, you'll notice the amount of zeros. So understand what you're playing with here. And this is not something that we put in a ton of money in, but it is definitely, I will be throwing money at it because all the potential in the world to go back up to those kind of highs. As you can see, we've come from the downwards trend for a long time. Compression, breakout. I mean, massive. Yeah, BPT on the 4 hour, juicy as hell. And also quick along. Let's just see it on the lens. Up, pull back, healthy up, pull back, healthy up, pull back. I'm not even going to look at entry price unless you got that many zeros. I'm more looking for basically kind of an area to break, like we talked about, than an area to get out. I try to do it as fast as I can with something like this. And then also, it's one of those ones, you know what? You got to spare a few $100 kicking around, buy it, forget about it. Because if you did that back there, let's be honest. You know, 41%. And we know it's all time high. It's a lot higher than before. BTT, we like you. Looking good. That's why I say you don't have to FOMO. And everybody's like, oh my God. There's always more. We caught this the other day. Damn it. It did do a nice pump since we talked. I would always be watching this. You do have to do this on a DEX. That is the one reason I don't bring it up on the show too much, because not everybody knows how to do that. But when we were talking about it, we knew it was coming down in here. And I was telling you it was Elio Trades and Alec Becker's project. And those guys are a force, especially in the gaming world and in the Twitter space. We can see we got our cross here. That's what we're waiting for. We got missed it, or we caught it, and we were waiting for retracement, but we missed. So now we're waiting for retracement again. It's not just going to take off. The people that also know this token, know this group, are also very intelligent. So this is one, yeah, I would be waiting on a pullback, and most likely you'll get it in this 1050 range. 10, you know, what are we looking here? 10.5s to 10.8s, somewhere in there would probably be a healthy retracement area. And then you'll probably get right back up into your 12s, same thing with a pullback, and then up. Do not fade this coin if you do not know how to do a DEX. Learn just for this one token alone. If you need help, ask us in the Discord. Missed that, but we'll put that on the watch list. All right. How's my pen? Kate, The Crypto Katie brought up Kate the other day. Hope she got in it because look at that after today. Look at that formation. She called it. Good job if you're listening here or got in. Beautiful. Today would have been the retest on that right there. She was talking about down here, got the retest. She got on there from a couple days ago. She is technically off to the races. This is still a very healthy long-term entry because one, I'm a big fan of cake. I've made lots of money with cake. That's 32% just from its last little local down to its last high. This is nowhere near Kate's high. And lots of ups lately, pullbacks, ups, pullbacks. Kate's off to the races again. We probably just got we got grass. Is this on the front? I don't think it's on the front. Give me a second. We're just about to get the cross. We'll nail the cross on the end of this candle on the daily. And it's off. So I would wait for the pullback. You'll probably get in right around there, 263. I'll put that on the list. Let's zoom in on the fours. Yeah, we've had nothing but ups. We'll wait for that retracement. There's that 6. We said 3s in there. We might get lucky. It's the resistance there. Might be a little higher. This is one I would watch. Good job, Kate. Crypto Katie's starting to nail it. It was nice to see her a whole lot of odds the other day for someone that's been really trying a lot lately. So it's really nice to see. Pull down on Kate will make sense. I'd wait for the next pull down consolidation and probably do a quick entry in and out to get some nice. What are these average? Just have a look from there to there. You know, you'd probably get a percent here and there. Unless, of course, like last night, we start seeing a ton of money coming into the crypto total. And I mean, we're sitting at 188 and 54.03 for quite some time now. It's wanting to come down on the 4 hourly, absolutely. And it's wanting to do its thing. It'll be interesting to see, especially on the daily fixed thing around 7. And see how we called it. But cake, yeah, let's get an entry target on that. And we say 263. Somewhere in here would be, might be a pipe dream down there. What's that look like on the 30? roughly in there. Well, this line here, the support and resistance. I'm on the 30s. It's going to take yeah, it's been a while. 2.738. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah, 739. Yeah, based on the 30 is for retracement. And that'll be a little bit of a longer hold. That won't be a quick one like last night, a few hours. I mean, it might be for sure, but I'm more looking at this one as I'm looking at these right now as more longer trades that I am getting in and out. The in and outs happen as soon as you find them. You have to have your wallet set up and ready for them. Whereas this is we're hunting, we're setting these up to make these bigger, longer gains. Coming Canto, also another one that's looking great. You can see we're starting to get that the bear. We've been in a downwards action for a while, telling us we're about to come out. We had critical fear, our indicator, critical fear, critical greed, fired down here. You're fired up here. You're fired up here. What happens when the shit happens? On the other end, it goes. And if you've been watching shows or if you've been hearing me talk for ages, we know we're looking for this. And then that indicator that we're walking on right now tells us, boom, time to switch from a micro bear to a micro bull. Fuck me. Anybody watching it? 4 people. You're fucking welcome, you 4 people. Lots of up makes sense to have some pullback. We're dealing with those kind of percentages. Imagine if you caught this on the 4 hour with our indicator at the belly that I've been talking about. Say you waited to be sure and it got quite thin. Just a current price would have took you 6 days, 4 hours at a return of 16%. Very healthy. So this is on the 4. Remember on the daily, we got it just about to come up. From here to here, we already know it's healthy profit, makes sense. We'll probably have some retracement. Why we don't want to just rush into this right now. We can see it's been holding this price right here a few times. And below this, we don't have too much localized. I mean, this is an old token, and it makes sense it's going to go up. But Canto is more on the daily list to watch versus the hourly. So Bytes and Canto at the moment are on our daily retracement watch list. And we're not going to put entries in there for them yet. Because with these kind of tokens, Price action is everything. So on these, we have cake on the 30 that we really want to watch and cancel on the daily. So what I would be doing, well, what I am going to be doing is putting this on the monitor, like you can see. But let's do the other side. Joe, that's another one of Kate's calls from a few days ago. And we should ask her if she's been getting any of these or following the Chicken Little off. Because she called, yeah. She called this a few days ago. 20%. She got M16-ish. Now we're just off. There's lots more room to get up here, but we're off. So this is where we do want a retracement. Just like we had here. Retracement. Just like we had here. Retracement. Look how much price action they drove it down in this day, but it pulled all the way fucking back. That's motherfucking strength. Went all the way up, came back. That's where it came back to. So what we do want is to see probably a little bit of a pullback into here, but it very well may take one of these candles. This thing moves. So if you don't want to take that risk of getting a good entry and you just bought right now here today and you're hoping to get to there, still an 8%, nothing wrong with that. But you might tie up your capital because it might pull back somewhere in here, which was around 5%. That's on a daily. We can see on the 4-hour, starting to get our curl where price comes down. We were saying it might make sense for it to come down into this zone. It's starting to look like it might make sense. If it starts to hold this here in the 2 hours, then we're off again. It needs to hold this little area right now in the 2 hours. Otherwise, this is just going to start to fall. On the 1 hour, you can see it is building that compression. It's had its down compression and it wants to go again. I put Cello, Silo, whatever it's called, on the 1 hour watch list. You might make a few percent, a few hours from where it is. Reckon, like we said, we could probably get an entry maybe in here. Still gonna hold, we might be able to get an entry into there. Cello is on. Drop the target. And we just monitor it. We think we can get this target somewhere in the next hour or two. We're going to make some money in the short term, or if you hold it on the long term, you're going to be doing pretty good. And the bigger time frame on the day, we know this might pop down in here. We've already talked about that. Or even down into here. We might be doing this as a fast trade over dinner. But if we don't, we'll continue to watch and we'll hold it out for a few days for these 20 to 40%. Haven't decided on that part yet. This for me just give you what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. But definitely on this list, I'll be looking at how small that dot is on the larger time frames. So we now have cape on that one, channel on this one. We got it. Here's our belly of the bear that we talked about. Here's our retracement from the cross that we said if you get it, wait for the pullback. There it is. Look at that rocket. Just by taking the fundamentals you guys have been learning or that I play with. You know, 23% in my fucking day. I do like this token too. But now we're going to expect retracement that go off to the races because we just got the cross. We've only just started the micro bull with this thing. On the day. And we can see what happens when we get these bulls. I don't say those numbers out loud because when you see 86%, you're just like, geez, not fat Chris. I get in trouble for cussing. Right? So now, absolutely, on the daily, we wait for the retracement. So daily retracement list, we now have Bites, Canto, and Sarah, or Siri, or however we say this one. Another great token, known it for a while. Same thing, we'll put a target. We'd like to see a retracement somewhere in this pullback, support resistance zone. Now we may miss it, like we talked about. This just may all of a sudden become the next thing, and it's off to the races. But the shorter hold, I want to get a pullback in and then get out. This one will also be one, yeah, why not hold it for a while? If you have capital that you don't want tied up and you just want to throw a few $100 at something, I mean, even from its current price, let's not even go from our retracement. This hasn't happened. Can these ever be in a good area? 47%. That didn't take 3 days to do that. Stupid. That's huge, and that's nothing to what this token has done. That obviously always depends on the market cap. So yeah, let's watch this one on the daily retracement plan. Man, this has been on my list so many times. But this is good because right now I'm looking at this on a 4-hour. This is what I'm seeing. Right, it's just stuck in this little box right now. Ooh, I don't have a 4-hour. Sorry, papers aren't my keyboard. So just quick and dirty, we can see we're playing roughly in this area. Leave it there. And of course, then on the 4-hour, we're going to try and fight it. We haven't been able to retest it for quite some time. It's an hour already. Crazy. And we're bouncing in here, but we just got it across, which means we know we're going up. And just this consolidation box, if you've been playing this, has been 6.51. Just go to there's 14%. Makes sense that we're going to get around here somewhere over days. Sometimes might happen in a day, clearly. So I'm going to zoom out again. Hold on. lots of capitulation. Bring you guys gifts. Just fucking gifts. Not saying it's going to get back up there. Not saying it's not. I'm saying ignoring it would be foolish. Even if it just gets to there, you know. So let's go back to the still holding at 1.88 trillion over the last 54% on our dominance. Really interesting that barely has moved. It's almost like a little bit of a stalemate, or is it going to be a big liquidity dump and a stop loss hunt? There's always a possibility, because if we look over here, we haven't had any massive pullbacks, but we've had massive ups. And this is why I say if you're in the short game trading style, you really have to watch this or be ready to dollar cost entry. If you're in a trade and you've traded smart and you have capital on hand, when it does these, you just buy back in exactly what you have. And then your entry's here, and when you get up here, you're actually in more profit. That's strategy. That's smart trading. All right, so Chili's we're going to put on our 2-hour watch. See, a lot of chatter with this one. I don't know much about it. I don't know if it's more the degen than it's cock. But we can definitely look like it's wanting to form a cup and handle to me, and then consolidation in here, or even to do it up here and then consolidate. This makes a lot of sense to me. Again, remember when you're playing with stuff like this, be careful. But we've got our micro bulls saying we're going to go back. We've had retracements that's holding in this line in here. You know, and we're looking at these kind of things, a little higher risk, usually equals a little higher reward. And then, like I said, we may be at a cup and handle. So even getting out in roughly, you know, maybe a month-ish, you might be looking at 65%. We're having some nice healthy retracement on the fours. Lots of nice curls. When we do see the micro bear bull starting to want to shift, it definitely does it fast. Makes sense from how much it's come up. Will it hold this line is what we want to know. I think there's a better place to tell us right now than probably the 1 hour. Even just where it is to the localized high, 6.48%. We might be able to do that. That might be a good dinner trade. Oh, This is where these kind of short time frames and these smaller tokens can get you wrecked. They're not prepared or patient or emotional. So if you came from here down to here and you panic sold, being another 10%, 12% of your bag is massive. If you would have held longer, you could have had 6%, 7%. I would be watching cock on the 30s. I can't believe I just said that. I want to see a lot more belly. I want to see a lot more consolidation, or I'll take a smaller cut of that possible rip before I see it, because I have a feeling it's going down. Is what I'm thinking. It's going this way at the moment if things don't shift. So sometimes when I draw these circles, it's not that the entrance is there. It has the possibility, and we want to look if we're constantly monitoring on the 30s, and we're starting to see that these two lines are getting a lot tighter, and we know this is out to lunch, but we don't have that confirmation yet. It's starting to look like we'll get some consolidation here, but we know these direct drops are huge go. If you want to hold it for ages, can. This is something I would be in and out of in a matter of a few hours personally. Long-term hold as well, sure, because there's some juicy gains. But when I'm looking at some swings that can take place over, a few hours for these kind of gains, these are nice. But I'm not sold. We've consolidated in this period. I went old school. My paper. All right, so cock on the 30s. Who knew? Who's up next? Crown on its way down. C or B curve. I've talked about this a few times in different places. I'm not sure where. I mean, this has just been a gift rolling up this trend line, healthy curls. This is a great long hold. Um, we've had our up. We want to look for that retracement. We got some quick down there. We're in the red still. We do tend to get these tighter downs afterwards. We haven't had it yet. So same thing. I would put this on the 2 hour, 1 hour. It's coming down into this area most likely. The 5-1s. That being said, it might just come back down and keep going. Yeah. So on the weekly, we're looking like we are in the belly of the bear after all that capitulation, and we're starting to go. So for a long hold, might take a few months to get to 35%. But I know there's stock portfolios that would kill for that. Showing some significant strength. Might even be a fast, big. Just got the cross on the daily yesterday. Yeah, I still think we're going to have some retracement. Be watching curve 4 hour. Creative, whatever it's called. Try to get as much information as I can on the screens that I've been marking up and what I'm looking for. Casper, oh god, it's finally doing that curve we were talking about. It made it to its weekly support, starting to turn. If you've been following us, this is the day we pretty much said. Buddy of mine owns a node for this, and it came on and talked about it a couple days prior, and then I just said short it for about a period of a month. And now it looks like we're getting into a good entry. It was great 13, 18% call, somewhere in there for the short. Now it looks like we'll probably make the same back on the way up, but I want to see some consolidation, and that we'll be talking on that more later. Dutch tools right now I'm not interested in. So what was the best going on here in terms of gain? That's what I want to leave over. No, shadow. Cake. Good jobs for expecting quite a weight from cake. These are up. These nuts. DGB. You can see a few days ago we just got across. You can see how powerful these tools are. It's already off. Same thing. We want a pullback. So at this point, not interested. I'll just check these things all along as we go. Same with Doc, getting a nice spread. Would really want to pull back, but we missed it a few days ago for some massive gains. Dogecoin, we were talking about this on the show, and looks like pretty much did exactly what we're talking about. If you got in hella dot, same thing, waiting on a retracement. So if we find a bunch of these, just don't waste your time on them. Like, we're finding enough of other trades. If you're seeing lots of up and downs that are kind of similar candles, it might be good shorter swinging. And we can see we've got lots of time for retracement. And on the Algorand, EOS, pretty much the same thing. Nice long healthy up, retracement, now it's waiting, just got it. Fear is one I called a while ago, and it's still in good prime spot. Gaming token. What was that percentage today? 32 yesterday when I put this on. This is the thing about these things. These things can rocket. This was on my. But we've had our retracement. This is good. Now we're looking for a little consolidation in this area, which will make sense. And then we're off again. This is a great token to be in. But there is no reason to FOMO at the moment. But we are going to check this out on the fours. Look at our critical greed firing. Why wouldn't you get out if you're that much in profits? We definitely want to see a little more consolidation or pullback on the fours. And there it is on the ones pulling down. So this is definitely a watch on the ones. It's been fighting to the median. It hasn't broken the median, which is our dotted white line, which to me is a powerful sign. especially if it can consolidate, because we will continue up. I mean, when I was first introduced to its all-time high, it would have been crazy. 50 in there. Oh no, this is on the 1 hour. Yeah, I don't even want to look at that. Jesus. What a great day for fear. Holy. Let me retake that in. Yeah, wait for the pullback. Fear is going to be great. It's going to be good to us. Looking like we're going to get the cross and we're going to come down. We know it's volatile. Uh, Fear is one I'll be watching on the 30s for entry. I don't want to give a quote yet. This is what I want to watch because easily we could go right back down here and then take off again. Or we just might continue from our consolidation and go. That is why we wait. We're patient, part of the strategy. But fear is definitely on the 30s. And we're open somewhere in here. And we can put it. We should get a different color for like hopeful pricing. So somewhere in here in the next little bit would be ideal, especially if we get the curve that I keep talking about. So if it comes down to here and starts to curve and wants to take off again, that's fucking A entry and we're off. If it's still doing this, well, then we're moving that entry down. That's why we're checking on the 30s for fear. We will make a good amount of money. All right. We will Fetch AI, missed it a few days ago, no reason to chase. Great long-term hold if you want to hold it too. Great team, great product. AI gaming and gambling are going to be the three big things. This bull run file we did last night on the show. This is an excellent capitulation. Just got the cross and going. We're still waiting for that pullback, which we know is coming. We just haven't had enough quite yet. Market cap still at 1.88 and dominant still at 5404. That hasn't moved one iota, which is probably why we're seeing just a lot of consolidation on different things. I'm going to leave that obviously still because we're doing it on the show, but I haven't given an entry price yet because I do think we are going to get a better entry we did earlier. Still going to watch Phil on the 2 hour. Profile coin, if you're wondering. Flip. Well, we missed that one. And this is running through these on the regular every day. Now that I have you can't see, I'm talking about my hands. Now that I have all my screens set up and I can just go in front of this all the time, I'll be catching these for our group a lot faster as well. I mean, if you've been just following my system and then our coins and how to do all this, you're just getting gems. I used to charge money for my list guys just for the record. A lot of work to DYOR. But you still should DYOR, not financial advice, blah, 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 blah. Phantom. Yesterday would have been a great entry for Phantom. So this was another one of Kate's picks. 7% a day, nothing wrong with that at all. Same thing, we are going to wait for a pullback. We just got the cross, it's just starting to spread. That is a very healthy amount of profit back to its last localized high. On the 4-hour, we're seeing our healthy ups and retracements. We don't have our third touchdown. We'll look in here. What's it look like on the twos? And the other thing I like about these tokens, if you're trying to get in and out and you screw up, don't panic, just hold. Hold for a few days. You'll correct your mistake. Breathe, go touch grass. Makes sense to me. Our next little pullback in here could take us off on the 2 hours. Our next candle will be pretty telling because if it does start to curl, we're coming back down into these areas. Does look like it is starting to spread. We got some green. 36 minutes left. Showing that we want to consolidate in this area on the ones. Holding the median. Upwards trend. I'd be watching Phantom on 1 hours. And out of this list, I'm now going to take and kind of quickly go back when I'm not talking my way through it and get entries as much as I can to get them in our Discord. Healthy. We can see we're in this consolidation box on flip, like we're going to come down. And then we can take off again. Gala, same thing. It has all the potential. I'm watching this on the 3-minute. I would never do such a thing. Wait for a retracement on the daily from Gala. You probably know I love this token. I've made a ridiculous amount of money with this token. Current price to last localized high, 38%. We can see we're going to take these healthy retracements. It's a hell of a team behind the project. We just got it. Wait for the retracement. It's coming. It's the one thing about Gala, it always comes. Oh, actually looking really good on the 4s. Holding lots of support and resistance right now at its current price point. This here now technically looks like a bullish flag. We've come up and we're in a consolidation box. We need to break out of this before we can take off and retest. That retest is where we want to get in when that happens. Because right now we could easily come right back down to this level here before we come out and look for that retest again. The only thing that's going to tell us is time. Now, if you're looking at holding this just for the long term, anywhere in here is a great entry. If you want to get in and out on stupid shit, like I do every now and then, ignore the let's hide the drawings just because that's what happens to drawings. You know, we can see this nice, this is what I love when I'm swing trading. So even looking at this on the threes pretty much tells me we're going down. So 1.2% an hour if you short it in the other direction. And then another hour and a half, you can add another, so 2. You can just keep going up and down with Canna. I did that a lot last year, but trust your indicators, because once you start to get this, wait, ride it out, because it grows fast with Canna. And understand what pattern you're in if you're trading on lower time frames. I don't recommend it. I've been trading for a long time, so it doesn't mean I still don't get wrecked on the lower time frames. You can see, this is nice. This is healthy. Nice little consolidation in here. I'll be watching Gala on the 1 hour right now. Sure, we're not done pulling back. And you can always do that by jumping in on the 15s, which looks like we are going to have a little more back if it doesn't hold this median. I shall leave Gala on the 15s. And then we'll get a nice entry for Gala somewhere. What's our cap? 1.88, dominance 54.02. Dominance is going up a bit, which typically means we're going to get a discount on some of our stuff. So we could see maybe an entry for Gala in here. Somewhere in here. And if it really starts to hold here on the 30s, just saying it's not coming down and these lines start to spread, it's like we got a green candle. We may be off to the races, and this might be a pipe dream if you just want to get in and out. I mean, this is only going to be a fraction of a percentage. 0.33. I'd be waiting for somewhere down here. That might take a while. I'll stand with that. Consolidating, critical fear could easily go down. Another gambling, I believe. GMT is looking like we talked about on the show. You've got this is its retest right here. Pull back and it should go. So GMT's next retracement. If you were watching this from the show, you would have got entered in here, or we told you to. which was above this consolidation box for the daily. It held it off. So if you actually followed the call on the show, which was a few days ago, you're up 4 point some odd percent. It now looks like to me we're fighting this area on the 4 hours before we take off up into here, and then possibly up into these areas as well. But looking healthy. It's the 30s. Yeah, 30s are saying it looks like we're going to come down a bit. Our movement direction, don't, a lot of people confuse long and short with this, but it was hard for me to pick the word here. It's not set up properly on the seconds. Stand out a bit more. It hit. And how I use it, I probably would have hit twice. But it's telling you the percentage chance, which you can set to where it's going to get to that line. I have mine set at 70. Obviously, the higher you put it, the less it fires, but the better chance it gets of making it to them. And this is a tool you combine with Fibonacci. I've shown it a few times. You mark it on the higher time frame, zoom down to the lower with your fibs, get your entries on the 618s and your exits. Becomes quite powerful. It's staying to us still on the 30s that we're going down a bit. I'd watch it on the ones with the 30s. It's not one of my favorite tokens because of the projects behind it. And I do have the philosophy, don't love it, don't hate it, don't date it, just trade it. We've already seen that push down right now. I'm just going to pass because we have so much others to look at. But if you're in it, you've been doing well from the call before. Somebody on the show wants to do it. All right, which was the one we marred off right here? Yeah. It was Canna. Beer was better. I'm a brain bird. Yes, Phantom. Beer. I am having a brain fart. My apologies, guys, if you're still here. Anybody's watching. Oh shit, 7 of you. Welcome. If you're just tuned in, I will have all these entries that I'm finding posted in our Discord, and we will post some of them via Twitter as well. And then we also put a list on for a show, The Daily Fix, Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. PST. And all I do is pretty much what I'm doing right here, is giving you my 2 cents on what I think the market is doing. Everything's always recorded, so you can go back, see my calls, and see where they get to, so it's not all BS. All right. F's and G's are done, except for these ones. GMX looking like healthy, bottom of the belly of the bears, I like to say, and go up. Just a quick measure of how much percent that could possibly be. 20s makes me happy. GRT looks like we missed it. Hedera missed it. Luvium, you've missed it. Not saying you can't wait for pullbacks or retracements, but just know how long this takes. You can already see time to go. So on this page right now, we have Kappa, injective protocol, and our GMX here that all look like and juicy. So we just said that's around 20 some odd percent. Let's do some quick math with the others. At the localized high, 22. Always nice to see these 20s. Kava, which was, I believe, another one that the Crypto Katie was like, have a look at. Looks juicy. which is 31. Bless her heart. So we got a couple of 20s and a 30 just in this list alone. We've been going for an hour and 36 minutes, six of you at the moment. Our market cap's pretty much stayed the entire same 1.88, just fluctuating between the 8.2s and the, what is it, 8.7s to the 8.8s with the low third digit. Dominance has just been holding at 54.02 nonstop. Bitcoin's still holding in the 51s, which we expect. We talked about that on the show. The 50 is a weird number. If it's going to jump, it's going to jump there fast and then hold. And Ethereum's been doing pretty much everything we said it was going to do for a while. And I'd expect a little bit of pullback in Ethereum here shortly. So let's do Kava. Which one looks like it was actually doing it faster? Canna took till January. January as well. Injector protocol. Not taking as long. And for all those that do love the TA, this is a beautiful bullish wedge. I'm going to take the indicators off. So basically, bullish wedge, if you don't know, it comes up and it starts making a smaller and smaller triangle formation. And then when we're looking for it to come out of that triangle breakout, and then it starts to go to the different levels, up and down to the support resistance, and probably falls, blah, blah, blah. So on a technical level, that's what we're looking at. We can see we've had just a nice big up. Makes sense. We're probably going to have a little bit of retracement. On the daily, it seems to be holding this support down here, which was resistance here, and it seems to be holding. So it would make sense that we want to see it continue to hold and then go on our way up and fight to these different levels of support and resistance within it. So we're just going to split the middle. And then let's do a bottom to the top of this consolidation rectangle. Is a nice 13%. So you could have played this a few times. Made some good money. So our last candle. Oh, I didn't mean to grab a channel. I was wondering why that was going weird. So it would make sense to me on this pattern, this being our support line, the bottom of the box, coming down, we've broken out, and this is the retest right now, and we need to keep this area. We really do. And that's without any indicators on. So let's see what the indicators are saying, because this may be a great entry where we are and we're already off. Catch it. Indicators are saying, hey, we are in our micro bear switch. They're already. And we want to go. We've had pullback already. So if we zoomed in on the 1 hour, I mean, we're looking at a really healthy entry right now on objective, as in the day. I would be watching this on the Probably the 1 hours, because I think, damn, that's a tough call because this could just take off right away. These are nice, healthy retracements. This is strength. When it's pulling up this much from going down this much, strength. Was pulled down again, pulled it up, fighting this level of resistance. Right in there as well. Look at that. Resistance. Resistance. So in the next hour candle, that's where I'd want to be as an entry, to see where this is, just to play a little bit safe for not pulling back too much. Because these don't look like much, but if it did pull back a little more, 1%, I mean, that's big money when you're throwing big money at this. So to go from there, that could take a good chunk of your goal away. But I think it's safe to say we're going to see some run out of INJ here. Still holding at 1.88, now at 5 on the market cap, and 54 DOM. But it's midweek. If this was a Thursday, Friday, I would be having a much different feeling. So INJ is on the 1 hour. Watch list for entries. Remember, we're never going to time the tops, never going to time the bottoms perfect. And we're putting together quite a list at the moment. So we're going to miss some of these just due to if capital comes flying in. Oops, did I finish? That's injective. Cava, we didn't do yet. Same thing, I'd just be watching on probably the wait for the pullback. Because if you catch it here and you're just trying to ride it up to here, if it falls, unless you dollar cost entry, all you're doing is tying up capital over time. And let's go to the twos. You can see these runs and then big pullbacks. So we're halfway through the run next to have the pullback. I would wait for the next pullback. Okay. At the moment. Now, if you're going, long term, you want to get in and hold this, capitulation from here to go. Yeah. Right. It's going to bounce around here and then take steps the whole way up. But as we measured, that was what, 30 some odd percent. $27. I probably didn't, to the bodies. Probably went up in the last little bit since we've been talking. Yeah. Excellent on the daily. Excellent slow trade. Set it, forget it, walk away from it. I mean, still check in from time to time. So I put that on the daily watch list. And the other one was GMX, if I remember correctly. Yes, look at these. Look at these gifts. So it's clearly fighting to hold this area and get this cross, which makes sense once we start throwing some rectangles in here and getting rid of the indicators. Daily rectangle, support, resistance, support, resistance, resistance, holding in this area. That's on the daily. Our downtrend from here to our last candle yesterday. I do bodies, so I'm always going body to body. You always go up the last candle of the previous, because this candle is not done in its most localized high. Within this rectangle, we are looking at 12.93%. This would have been a hellish couple of weeks to get in and out of. We need to come out, retest. As we know, we get the retest here to break this, and we go out. The next retest we have to do is break this support, because then we can start walking up. Because right now we are definitely in a bigger area of consolidation on GMX in here, which becomes, support over there. Younger token by the look of it. This is a hurry up and wait on the fours. Oof. That was a reset, right? Or is it saying we're going to get right there? We're having that pullback. We have the micro bull. So if you want to get in, maybe a day or two trade, you could be looking at 4.51%. Might take you a few days. These are 4-hour candles. I mean, might do it in half a day. There's 12 hours right there, 12 hours right there. Not a bad entry on GMX. Let's check the twos. Put GMX on the 1-hour watch list. And we're coming up to the next hour. With how the total market cap has totally stayed the same and the dominance virtually the same too, it makes me I'm not stressed out to go run and find these. What do we have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 16 entries from A to G right now that none of them are, oh my God, if we don't get it in them right now here today, we're shaving off tons of percent. And that's the FOMO. That's the don't let it get to you. So Cava looking good for a retracement. INJ looking for a good entry here shortly. All right, already taken off, or clearly already taken off. LDO, which is a Dow, taken off. Kasuma, if you got on our call on Kasuma, you're welcome. Chain link, we covered the other day. We said wait for the retracement. Here's a retracement, might be taken off again. So hopefully you got that retracement call if you were looking to get in it. The only reason LimeWire is on this list is because I was in the ICO and all my tokens are staked, so I just like to see it. Magic, we've obviously missed. Mana, you would have to wait for a pullback. We missed it, but it just started. And this is going to go well. So Mana, I would put on the daily retracement watch list. We've got a few on that already. But just from its current price to its localized high, we're looking at 14%. and that it's at its current. We know we'll be able to get that a little cheaper. So put that on. We now have 4 waiting on the dailies for the retracements. So yeah, really honestly, nothing in there other than that is exciting me. Checking the time as well. Let's get into the M's. Manta, so new compression. I mean, yesterday would have been a good spot in here to get in. I would be not getting in right now because of that, because there will be pullback. But if you did yesterday and you were watching our list, 16% for the day, get out if you got in. Matic, missed it. Heroes Mavia. If I have not talked about Mavia, I know I haven't talked about Mavia on the show yet. I've been in Mavia from very early days, obviously not since the token drop. Well, since the token drop as well, but Mavia is the Web3 version of Supercell's Clash of Clans. Supercell is a $6.4 billion company. Gaming is one of the biggest industries in the world. It's bigger than film and music combined. I also heard pornography could be added to that list, but I don't know if it's for sure. We have that nice wedge come up, consolidating within this flag, I should say. So we need to see it break it. Since it's so new, hard for me to say get in or get out. I'm quite a lot of Mavia land for the game. And I think in the long term, this is just going to crush it like Clash of Clans has. If you don't know it, look into it. If you do know it, you already know what I'm talking about. Mina, we missed days ago. If you really want to get in, because it looks like it's walking for quite some time, like for a retracement. Maker. Interesting. To me, it's coming down soon. But it's in that consolidation pattern near its local high, which means this could really take off when it takes off. I'm going to put Maker on the daily watch list with no price, just the same one. Because we know there could be quite fluctuation. We haven't had the cross for the micro bear. It came down close. We know that builds consolidation builds breakout. Doesn't always mean that breakout can happen either direction. Looking good. Thinking I want to keep an eye on it. This could be a big token. Obviously not cheap. Doesn't mean you have that money to buy it. It's like Bitcoin, but you can see there's quite a market cap into that. Miro. Dang. This is what we're looking for. Jesus. This is exactly what we're looking for. 2 days ago, but we have still a lot to go. We'll probably have retracement. You hear me say that a lot. It's just the market we're in when a lot of money has come in. People are in green. They're going to come in with their weekend payday checks. They're going to get just flush. They're going to buy, and they're going to wonder why what they bought is gone. So yeah, 67% if you got in 2 days ago. 2. You don't think there's going to be some profits taken in retracement? Even if you didn't care, you didn't want to worry about the perfect entry, you just bought it right now here today. Localized high, hopefully for the next bull. Is a newer token, so you do have to be cautious. But again, this one was given to me by a trader I trust and does really well. We just fired critical greed, which makes sense. We just talked about a 60 some odd percent increase. It makes sense that the sheep are going to see that and buy in, and it's going to come down because people are going to take the profits if they haven't already. Like that's a whole lot of market movement. I would be watching Miro on the 4 hour, and this could be a few days old. So on this whole page, what was it? Was it Maker in the daily, Miro on the 4 hour? So since it's the smaller time frame, I'll leave that one on my, unless we see something better in here. Oh yeah, look at Miriam take off, missed it. Miro now, we just did twice. Interesting. Naka missed. Near, we called near a while ago. Long-term hold again. It's going to do great. It's already having a little bit of retracement. Something I'd watch on the daily. Central P, I've been hearing a lot about that. Wish I got in a lot earlier. It's obviously critical greed. It's going to come down. Wait. But I mean, early on in the month, the price right now here today is 113%. Wait for this on the pull down. We'll be in this. Ocean Protocol, same thing. We've missed it. It's been walking up nicely. Another one we'll get in probably at a better time on this next little pullback. Optimism, same thing. We missed it a little while ago. It's had a pullback yesterday, off today. Wait for the next pullback. You really want to get into Optimism. Great product, but we're close to the localized high for quite some time. That's why I'm not really overly excited. And same with Orn. So out of everything that has me excited is Miro. It's up on their screens. You guys are troopers. We still have 5 of you still. From what I can see, I don't know if people are watching on other platforms. You are, you got some juicy info. All right, this is a DEX token. It's still on its way down. It's starting to get somewhat of a belly, but it's such a it's high risk at the moment. I would wait for the cross before we start to go. But once we get that cross, it starts to go. We should start seeing some juicy returns. Yes, you can see those are 4-digit returns. Thank me later. We're just not into that area as of yet, and it's also high risk. Be careful of that. PAL AI, we've already missed. Nice retracement. It's going to run for a bit again. Take the next retracement if you want. It's close to its localized high. That's why I'm skipping it. Pepe Coin's a coin I bought ages ago. Forgot about, found it in an old wallet, made a post about it. This is 1 year ago, well, not even about a year ago-ish. I threw $150 at it because if you do the research, this was actually the OG, the very first Pepe coin. Jesus, must have gone nuts. And I'm already up thousands of percent. I was unfortunately away on a holiday, didn't have my wallet for me, so I missed this. But even here, I'm up thousands of percent. I'm just going to ride this one out. It's the only reason it's there. It might take off again because when people discover that love the memes and the shits that this was the original one, they may go back. Perp is looking interesting. Just got across. Let's load up Perp. Bullish wedge, definitely can see that. it has to, on this retest here tomorrow, it has to break this downwards trend. If it does not, it's just going to walk its way down back to the bottom somewhere in here, either the middle or the bottom of this consolidation box. What's this box worth? Healthy 17%. So it stands to reason that next area there looks about the same and about the same. And then localized high. So perp is on the daily to watch. We want to see that retest somewhere in here. And if we got that, we should be good on the 4 hour. You can see how we've broken on the 4 hour. It wants to go. Now I know these gray lines for me are the daily trends and consolidation. You can start using different colors like I do. Same thing, we can see a bullish wedge here to break out. I'd be watching this on the 4 hour because we know we got to get above the consolidation box. And when we add the indicators, we want to make sure we don't curl and come right back down. So the 4 hours is good enough for perp to the daily as well. Prime finance token, same with Prisma. We missed it. What a hell of a god. That's got to be a shitty fat finger. Pure, we've already done on show. We missed Python. Let's get into Prisma Finance because that's looking like it's at a point where things may change. Young, very young. These are definitely more high risk. Usually with higher risk comes higher rewards. I want to wait for that cross. We can see how much these wicks are coming until I have really good confirmation that we're out of this box. How much is this box? I don't want to get excited, get in now, find out we don't retest, break at the cross, and go right back down. This could be a downwards trend that's just still going. This is where I'm relying on our tools. We have great tools, we have great IP, we have great strategy. Put them all together, it's like cheat codes, patience. So Prisma Finance, if you want to do and learn any about them, coin market cap, we'll tell you. We're on the daily to watch that one. If I remember, that was the only one that was on this page that looked any good. This is still micro and only available on Texas at the moment. See that across as well. So I'll leave this one on there to watch it. That looks nice. That was nice. That was it. We missed that. Possibly soon. A lot higher risk as well. You can see that. This is a GambleFi token projects that I'm interested. Render, we've missed. We called earlier. Rune, we've missed. Talked about earlier. Rose has just been kind of doing this walk. And I've been hearing a lot on Rose. I haven't had the time yet to really dig into what this is all about. But it seems to just be on these healthy journeys. Lots of nice little retracements and then rocket, obviously some profit taken. And now I think we're off to like this kind of a thing again with it. I don't know a lot about this. Like I said, I want to do a little more research. But from there to there was 239%. You know what I'm saying? So Rose is definitely one where I think I would be watching on the daily, 4 hour most likely. To see, are we doing that? Are we getting into that? Probably actually watch Rose on the 2 hour. Zoom in and out. Really look at your indicators. Really watch your total market cap. Dominance is now for the first time in the show starting to go green up, which means if the market cap stays the same, the money is coming out of alts. Alts are about to drop, and then the money is going to come out of the total market cap, and these entries that we've just found are going to become even better. We're going to get a better sale. It's like going to your store with your favorite thing, and you walk in expecting to pay $100, and it's on sale for 75. We can see it happening right now. 54% on the DOM, and we just had a slight pullback on the market cap of 185. It kind of jiggled there. And this is really barely is moving. What I'm talking about. It's really interesting. Critical. Oops. That makes more sense. What the hell? Interesting. So Rose, we're going to put on the 2 hour. And when I say 2 hour, it doesn't mean like we're going to go buy it in 2 hours. We're reassessing what's happening with the next candle. Remember, we're never going to time the bottoms, never going to time the tops. We're just looking to see, for the most part, what's going on. Boom. Shut that back in. This is the one the other day I was telling you about, microcap. Can't remember what this is. Probably another Gamify token. I can't even zoom in properly. I want to say I want to know what the heck happened here. I don't know if this is real, what the heck this is. I'm able to research it. Side we missed, talk about it a lot. Senate we talked about yesterday on the show. There was some nice pullback. We are waiting for the next for Senate still. That's fund missed. Sheep, I really play. Shrap. Be great to have the next rebound. I'm going to put Shrap on daily retracement list to watch. So on this whole page, Prisma, Rose is more important to me. We're getting down to 3 last tabs of our entire watch list for all those here. 2 hours, 10 minutes in, almost 150 tokens. I don't know who's more insane, me or you. Stronghold obviously rocketed. We missed it. I never know how to say side SCS, whatever it is. Same thing, I'd be waiting for retracement. It's going to get healthy retracement. It's just pumped. Wait. SLP, small love potion, really old token, really cute gaming. Can't remember what game is for, but it is gaming token. Got the cross taken off. Obviously, there's going to be massive retracement coming with that. Same with SNX. Soul, get started. SPY, I want to look more into this because I've never seen better graph capitulation ever. But it could be one of those ones, since it's such a small thing, could be huge. Stacks, if you've been following our show, you know this is one of my favorite tokens right now in the entire space for projectability and everything. It's a layer 2 solution for Bitcoin. So if you see all these weird ordinals and everything being built on Bitcoin, it takes stacks to do it. Layer 2s traditionally in these kind of runs, depending on what chains they're for, do really well. So I'm looking for another entry on the next pullback on stacks. It is on the retracement list because we are in critical greed. There has been massive ups. We'll look at that on the daily for retracements, probably more on the 4s. Sui has, speaking of just walking, healthy retracements the whole time. This is the epitome of what we're looking for. This is the epitome of what bull runs are normally. When we talk about, we've been a bull for quite a while, but when we talk raging bull, this is what we're kind of talking about. And we're now pretty much at its all-time high from when it was released. So I want to see what goes on from here. There's a lot of hype on the news feeds and in spaces about it. And usually when everybody's talking about it is when we get this kind of stuff. On the list, just not the moment. Was there anything on that one that we said? No. Super gaming token, going to do really well. Overbought at the moment. Sushi has always done well. Dex, we missed that one. There's better. Tau, same thing. Probably get a retracement somewhere down into here. Theta is in a good position to get back up to some of these localized highs. Obviously, a couple days ago had a nice run, so same thing. Sound like a broken record. It's already pulled down quite a bit from the day. Just looking at our market cap and our dominance again, still holding exactly where it's been. There are people that only trade one ecosystem, and there are people out there that use this one for it. Current price right now here today to its last localized high is 30%. Looks like it's been doing these ups and downs in those month-ish time frames. And same thing, just wait for a little bit better entry. We got our 3 touches and a parallel channel going on. So on a daily retracement level, I would put Theta down. Not overly excited because some of the stuff we've already found today has way better returns in the shorter time frames. Tia, been on a lot of talk. You see it's already starting to retrace. But same thing, this one has just been walking. Nice healthy retracements. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, don't you? You're not from Canada with the stereotypical Canadian accent. Resistance, support. Then we'd be fighting to get back into this area. So just from where we are right now, if it can stay out of this box, which looks like it probably will, could be a 5% quickly. And then it just might continue to ladder like it's been on the 4 hour. We're starting to see this belly. There it is on the 2s. Market cap is finally at its last regional for the hours. All-time high for the local area, not all-time high ever, of course. But for the last little while, we're now tied at the 1.887. Our DOM is going up to 5.05 on the 4 hour. This is on the 1. Let's go to the DOM on the 1s. Looking like it wants to go up. All right, so TIA thinking we will get that entrance around support in here for TIA. I'm going to be watching TIA on the 30s. Tommy, still looking like we want to see some curl. We're also in the critical fear area on the daily, which typically means we might be close to that bottom. Because this looks like it is our all-time low. So there's no reason in the next few days that this just can't continue to go. We are starting to get the curl. When we're going to an all-time low and trying to hold it, I definitely want to see more than just a belly of the bear kind of a thing, because it doesn't have the history. But 30% to 62% does sound nice, but we have no history below it. So Tommy is one I would continue to watch on the daily. Excuse me, without any real target entry. Toad is a new DEX that I think is going to do really well. And you can see it's just been. And I've talked about that a few times when we've been doing these shows, so to speak, for lack of better words. I'm going to leave it on TIA for this tab. Watching. And Virtue Poker We just got that. I'd be waiting for a pullback. Either way, this is going to be huge in my opinion. VRA, we've already missed. Vector space could be looking like soon. Lots of compression in here. You can see lots of wicks, lots of price action. Yeah, that's going to happen soon. I'm expecting a pullback somewhere into here with Vector most likely. I think if you could get somewhere in Vector in this area, you'll do probably pretty good. This could be huge. This could be absolutely huge. New gaming token just starting to get the run. I'd be waiting for a pullback for sure, which could be in the next, who knows. It's so new, the indicators are having trouble. But this could be one, like just throw $500 at it, set it, forget it. XRP. Man, there's an army behind this coin and hate and vice versa. Don't love it, don't hate it, just fucking trade it. XRP is ready. It's been ready for a while. Don't know what's taking it so long. But I think XRP is going to hit. It's going to hit soon. Should probably get into XRP for somewhere a little less than where it is right now. I'd like to think. Should be able to get it in somewhere in here. On that X pullback. I think if you can get in that area on XRP, hold it for dailies, you're going to be doing fine. In fact, I think there's this weird theory going on right now that XRP, when it pumps, is going to cause a pump on the market. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's looking in a very healthy position at the moment. Now, we'll be watching TIA more on this screen, I think. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we just did shy of 150 tokens in the span of 2.5 hours. I have quite the list of stuff I'm looking at, from everything from the 15-minute time frame, 30-minute time frame, 1 hour, and daily. I will go into all of those shortly after my break, and then I'll be posting them in our Discord. And happy trading. And if you want to tune in later tonight to the daily picks, 7 o'clock, we'll talk to you then. Unless I can't tell if anybody has any questions. So that's it.